Nearly 20,000 people are out of their homes on the Caribbean island of St. Vincent after the first volcanic eruption there in more than 40 years. The volcano sent a thick cloud of smoke 20,000 feet into the sky, spewing ash for miles. Cruise ships are evacuating people from the island, but only those vaccinated against COVID.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. Share this immediately with your friends. I didn't even skip a beat. I wanted to connect that into one sentence because a friend of mine sent me this and I literally, and I hate saying that, literally thought it was a joke and needed to get more evidence that this was actually true. And it is apparently true. And it might be enough to really piss people off. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but there was a volcano eruption, a really big one. There was actually multiple on the Caribbean island of St. Vincent. And you think to yourself, okay, well, just get off the island, right? Well, look, first take a look at how bad this is.
An evacuation frenzy. That's what the government in the tiny Caribbean island of St. Vincent is saying tonight after two massive volcanic eruptions. The first one happened early this morning. Video shows La Soufrière spewing ash almost 6 miles into the air. Authorities say at least 20,000 people close to the volcano are being evacuated. But with the heavy ash, you can barely see anything. So it's really making the process much more difficult. Then a few hours ago, it got worse. Another major eruption. This plume, not as big as the first, but they say it could be an ominous sign. The scientists at the West Indies Seismic Center say eruptions could continue for weeks or months.
I mean, it might not look bad to you because you don't see the fire and all that stuff, but these are small islands. If you're on that island, you're definitely wanting to get off because all of that smoke and stuff you're breathing in. The people on the volcano-stricken island of St. Vincent are being evacuated to neighboring islands only if they have gotten the jab. That's it, according to the nation's prime minister. Cruise ships have been dispatched to the island that is being partially evacuated after the 4,000-foot high volcano erupted on Friday. People have to be jabbed before they board the cruise ship, says the prime minister of St. Vincent and the I forget what that other island's name is. The Grenadines. He said at his press conference the day after the eruption. The chief medical officer would be identifying the persons already jabbed so that they can get them on the ship. I mean, it's like, are you kidding me? Don't have it? All right. Enjoy dying here in the molten lava. Bye. We'll honk the horn on the cruise ship and we'll all wave to you on the back deck while you're burning in molten lava. Are you joking me? Are we allowed? This is a government doing this, not ours in America, but a government. Maybe somebody who listens to this is in the Caribbean or in St. Vincent. Who knows? You're letting your prime minister do this? More than 16,000 people are being evacuated from the red zones, the parts of the island in the most danger. But unless you have it, you're stuck there for good. And I'm not saying if you're stuck there that the whole island's gonna go under. Who even knows though? Because you heard in the video clip, they're saying that this is the beginning of more and more eruptions that are going to occur. It says, but most of the islands, some are due to temporary houses are being sent to temporary housing in the neighboring islands. But most of the islands would require the jab before they take anybody in. If anybody is willing, give me a break. There's people dying here. You can't, and they're still going, you got to have it. That's how insane this is. Oh, man. They said we have to manage all of this during the time of the outbreak. We have managed this outbreak pretty well. We've only had 10 people pass. This is according to the guy. Oh, my gosh. The only island that is not requesting people to be jabbed is St. Lucia. The eruption on Friday left the island struggling with power and water cuts. So, there'll be no water, there'll be no power, and there'll be ash everywhere. Don't worry, you won't be thirsty. It's like the old saying, right? Are they going to make people do the like shipwrecked men turning to seawater from dying thirst? Oh my goodness. They're going to force them to drink out of the ocean probably. That's what's next. Then they're saying there are actually people who will not evacuate the island because they don't want the jab. Good for them. And so people are scared of the jab and they opt out of coming to shelter because eventually they would have to adhere to the protocol. Yeah, because they don't want to put something in their body that they don't know what it is. And even everyone else has come out, and all the governments around the world and all the people who have made the thing and said they don't know if it works or it doesn't work. Oh, great. So let me put it in my body. Something that might not work. Holy moly. And that sounds crazy to people. That's conspiracy nuts. We need to constantly shame these people on TV and everywhere we can because they don't want to put something in their body that they don't know what it is. They'd rather stay on an island in the volcano as it burns the whole island down and die of no water and no food and nothing else and no power. You know what? I would get my own boat and paddle to St. Lucia if I were there or something. But I'd probably knock on the prime minister's door and say, ask him if he wants to have himself an accident. But this is just unbelievable. And this is the way it's going to continue to go. They're literally allowing people to live on an island where there's no water. It's now uninhabitable and suffer there because they won't get a jab in their arm that they want them to have because they don't want to get the common cough from something that they haven't even proved. I mean, it's unbelievable. I'm going to lose my temper. So serenity now. Serenity now!
Only those
Here we have CBS News. Nearly 20,000 people have been forced out of their homes on the Caribbean island of St. Vincent after a volcano erupted there for the first time in more than 40 years. Cruise ships are now evacuating people from the island, but only those vaccinated against COVID-19. It says here on CBS News. So, what about the children? No children have been jabbed, have they? So what are you saying? All the children on this island are getting left behind? This is rubbish, and those pushing this story should look into it a bit more before they do. This is propaganda. This is mainstream media pushing the jab in a reverse psychology way. This place, St. Vincent Grenadine population is 110,589. They've only given out 10,000 doses, as you can see here. No one is fully jib-jabbed up. So what is this all about? Mainstream media propaganda is what I think. Or are they telling us that they are only willing to save just 8% of the island's population? Or only those who have only had the one dose? That would be about 8%. It's a desperate attempt, in my opinion, to scare people into getting the jab. And if it is true, then you and the people enforcing it are downright evil.
The word is alive.